We've had a wonderful experience with the Martone Group and specifically with Carl. He's been wonderful in helping us. We bought our first home from Carl. Then when we decided to build a home, Carl was great in helping us research, find the right place, work with the builders. It's a great experience. We highly recommend him, and he's the best.
I found Carl to be very professional, and he told us like it was and said, if you want to sell your home, you need to listen to me. I'm going to give you good advice. And he did, and we listened, and we sold our home.
I had a good experience with the Martone Group. Actually, it was excellent. I started trying to sell my house, my wife and I, about 2 years ago. We interviewed several real estate agents, some who made us extraordinary promises about, we're going to give you get you the best money, we guarantee we're going to buy your house if you don't sell it. Nothing was true. It was all false. The market value was lower than we knew it was. We had it appraised on our own. And then we happened to just stumble across Carl and his agency. He was outstanding. He was truthful. He was right to the point, told us what we wanted to hear. And he delivered quickly, fast results, and he helped my wife and I. And actually, we used him again to get into our house that we're in now. He was excellent.
Working with Carl Martone was fantastic. We listed the house. We had an offer the first day, a counter offer late that afternoon, and the house was sold in 1 day. Amazing. Professional, competent, couldn't ask for anything better. And it was easy.
Martone Group.
We had a great experience with Martone Group. He helped us sell our condo, and he showed us a house in town, and it was a perfect house for us. He knew exactly what we wanted, and it was wonderful. He did a great job.
Go, maybe an area.
I'll start.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and
So we bought our house 4 years ago with Carl, and we absolutely love him. He is top to bottom the best guy that we've ever dealt with, and we were happy.
Very honest, fun. I like to use the word fun. He makes everything fun. We also bought a investment property
A year ago?
A little less than a year ago, and painless. He always has your best interest in hand, and I wouldn't recommend anyone else.
My experience with the Martone Group has been exceptional. They are one of the most knowledgeable and professional groups of real estate agents that I've been able to deal with, not only personally in selling or buying my own properties, but also as an attorney who has worked with their group. Each and every one of the agents, in my opinion, is excellent, very knowledgeable, very ethical, and very professional. And that's probably the best description I can give them.
My experience working with the Martone Group has been exceptional. I think Carl Martone runs his practice as a Fortune 20 company. His expectations are set extremely high to his staff and to his colleagues that he works around with. His follow-through is exceptional. As well as he's a mentor. He becomes a mentor of you as a friend, as a colleague, and as a partner. I reached out to Carl several times on a personal basis, and his advice has been, exceptional. So I can't say enough about the Martone Group and Carl as an individual.
Yes, we had a very outstanding experience with the Martone Group in selling Janet's mother's house. And it took approximately a week. And one of the nicest things about selling it so quickly was also what services were provided once the sale was, a deposit was received. In that the staff of the Martone Group did an outstanding job of coordinating things that needed to be done before the closing could happen. And it just was a very nice experience.
We have used Carl Martone and the Martone Group for the last 20 years. We're about to use them again. We've purchased 2 homes through Carl and his staff. If I had to choose one word to describe Carl and his staff, It's one-stop shopping. I know that's not one word, but it's one-stop shopping. They do everything from soup to nuts. They get you into a new house. They sell you yours. It was a painless experience. They also handled the sale of my parents' home, which was very difficult. It was an older home. There were a lot of problems, and Carl used every resource he had to get in there and make a clean sale. I wouldn't think of going to anyone else. It's a very holistic kind of experience, and you feel like you're in good hands with Carl.
All right. Back in 2004, we bought our first home with the Martone Group. When we expanded our family, years later, we decided we should call Carl back, and we found the perfect home for our growing family.
Okay. We are two generations of the Martone Group customers. We, between us, have five transactions with
all
Carl.
Seamless.
All wonderful in every way. The whole team has been great. The office,
listing, showing,
the contacts, the correspondence we've had, the help we've had has been phenomenal. Carl,
he's got a lot of knowledge. If it wasn't for him, we would not have our condo.
and I wouldn't have my house.
Yeah.
So Carl is certainly to thank for that.
So my experience with the Martone Group started with Deb, who I met by accident after I'd had a very bad experience. And after meeting her, I knew there was nobody else I wanted to work with. We ended up finding two places I loved and found the perfect place for me. And I closed a week ago, and I'm moving in this weekend, and I couldn't be happier. I can't recommend anybody higher than Deb and the Martone Group. They're wonderful.
Very true. We both actually met Deb at the same house. She was the showing agent for the house, and we both walked in at separate times, and she looked at us and said, "This isn't the place for either one of you." And she's taken us to the houses that we both ended up with, and I closed yesterday. And I tell her she's a kick bleep agent all the time. And seriously, if you're really looking for somebody, they're real professionals, and you'll be very happy because they put you first. So
Carl met all my expectations. I bought a condo in Weathersfield Commons in Warwick, and it really worked out very, very well for me. I found him to be professional, but extremely personalized. He took care of my every need. He was there at the end of every phone call, and I was just really happy with the whole experience.
My experience was painless. I went to Carl, and we put my mom's house on the market. He put it on the market, and after 5 days, we had 11 people showing the apartment, and it was actually her house. And we ended up getting more money than what we bargained for. And within a month and a half, the house was sold. Mom is happy, and I am too. I don't have to deal with the house anymore.
I had the pleasure of working with Carl a couple of years ago when I bought my house on a short sale, and it was a very difficult sale. But Carl was there 100% all the way, all the time. Not only just in terms of his professionalism, but also in the support that he gave me personally. Could not have been better. I would recommend Carl to everybody. He's a great guy. He's a great real estate agent, and I really appreciate everything that he did for me.
I've worked with Martone Group. I bought 5 houses from Vicki Antonelli. She is the best realtor in the state of Rhode Island, probably in the whole United States, but she's phenomenal. She takes you from the beginning to the end, step by step. She is unbelievable. If you need a realtor, you go to Vicki Antonelli, the Martone Group, and you're going to do just fine.
4 or 5 years ago, I started working with Carl. The cool thing about him is he really kind of spent a lot of time. There's a ton of personal touch. Looked at a lot of houses, really understood what I was looking for, and found me a place that I absolutely loved. And not only was it, basically not even on the market, he found the buyer who was out of state, got us in touch with each other, and made the process really flawless. And since then, I purchased another house from him, and probably referred 5 of my friends that have been extremely happy with with Carl. He gives you a ton of personal touch, no matter how big or small the purchase is. It really doesn't matter. He treats everybody the same. He's become a close personal friend of mine, and I think the guy's a great guy and an extremely talented and knowledgeable real estate agent.
I began working with Carl and the Martone Group back in 2006. My wife and I were looking to sell our primary residence. Carl did a great job in marketing the property and getting us the price that was what the market would bear at that point in time. When it came for my parents to leave their particular house, I immediately thought of Carl and gave him a ring and had him come out and price up my parents' home, which again, we were successful in selling the house in a relatively short period of time. Recently, my wife and I were looking for a summer home, and again, I thought to call Carl and ask him to be basically my buyer's agent and scope out the properties down in South County. And after an extensive amount of looking, we finally found the right property that fit the price model that I was looking for and met all the criteria that we had established. I would recommend Carl to anyone to do either selling a house or buying a house for you. He knows what he's doing. He's a great negotiator. And besides that, he's a really nice guy.
We were started working with Carl about a year ago in November. He was brought on to sell our home in Richmond. Our market was very tight with 8 homes for sale in the area. Carl helped put together a strategy and implement a strategy that sold our home in less than 4 months at a price we were looking to pay to receive. From there, our experience just continued with Carl looking for a replacement home. All good experience. Carl is professional and he knows, has an intuition for the business. We didn't have to ask him to do things, he had already gotten them done.
Now, just for fun. I want to thank Carl for giving us this opportunity to thank him for all the good years he's given us. We've had such wonderful times, and we continue to do that, and hopefully everything will be just the best it can be for the Martone Group and the individual family members. Love you.
And I want to add, Carl, I'm so proud of you that you've came an awful long way. And that's all I can say is I'm just very, very proud of you. And keep, I definitely love him. Keep it going.